fight. Eddie Hearn is the promoter. He had Usyk sign a contract that if he won, which he did, he had to give a rematch to Joshua. And Eddie Hearn is handling that fight. And, you know, I'm not going to interfere, of course, and let it play out.
No, and Tyson Fury did say recently that he'll fight the winner, but he wants at least $500 million. Is that a
Tyson Fury says a lot of things.
You know, Anthony Joshua just paired up with Robert Garcia. How do you believe that's a good pairing?
Well, that remains to be seen. But Garcia is a tremendous trainer. He trains a lot of fighters who fight for us, you know, looking at that fight, I would say that even if Joshua resurrected Ray Arcel to be his trainer, it wouldn't help him.
In a fight like this one,
against Usyk,
Against Usyk.
In a fight like this one this Saturday night, both guys are obviously really big punchers, but is there ever the fear that since both guys hit extremely hard, that they could kind of be a little tenuous in their attack?
Yeah, maybe for a round or two.
You don't see any way this fight goes the distance.
No way it goes to this.
But Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou, is that a possibility?
Against who?
Francis Ngannou,
The
UFC
MMA guy?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think he's still, the MMA guy is still recovering from an injury, but I would love to do that fight. And depending on Ngannou's contract with the UFC, we'd either do it with or without the UFC. But that would be a huge event.
Francis actually fought out his last fight, so the opportunity is there if you're interested.
Well, sure, I'm interested. I mean, who wouldn't be? Ngannou was the heavyweight champion of the UFC, and Tyson Fury. I think it would be a huge event.
Tyson just asked for $500 million to come out of retirement.
Well, he didn't say dollars. Maybe he was talking pesos.
So let's just say Tyson Fury does get that one fight back. Do you think it's going to be a multi-fight, or he's just going to come back to try to unify the titles?
No, I think that's up to Tyson. Tyson's a very intelligent guy. He has a lot of opportunities outside of boxing. So you take it with a guy like Tyson, you take it one step at a time. And so I'm optimistic, without discussing it with him, that sometime down the road he'll fight the winner of Joshua Usyk, which I hope is Usyk, and he'll fight Ngannou, and maybe call it a day. But I know he loves training, and he loves being in the ring. So that's a plus.
Bob, I know it's extremely difficult to say, but do you have any idea when we can possibly see Lomachenko back in the ring, or is it just too difficult?
Well, that depends. You know, Lomachenko was supposed to fight Kambosos, but he wouldn't leave Ukraine because he's fighting in the defense force. So I'd have to talk to Igis, who would talk to Vasily, to see now if a fight opened up with Devin Haney, whether we could expect Lomachenko to come out and do that fight. So again, that's something that I can't predict.
Well, talking about opening up, okay, with Devin Haney. So contractually, we understand he has a second fight. But opening up, what do you mean? Can you elaborate on that? Like, is it possible Devin doesn't fight that second fight?
There's a contract for him to fight Kambosos again in a rematch. But again, when sensible people have a contract and there's another way to go, you might be able to do that. In other words, nobody is talking about breaching a contract, but it may be worthwhile for Kambosos to take another fight as a tune-up fight and then fight the winner of Haney, who Haney would be fighting. I mean, all that is possible. But is there a contract for a rematch? Absolutely. And knowing the Haneys and what honorable people they are, they're not going to breach that contract.
Bob, I have to ask you, in your opinion, is Inoue the best fighter in the world at the moment?
Absolutely. I mean, Inoue is something that takes your breath away.
You don't even have to think about it.
I don't have to think about it. I've never seen a little guy like that who is such an extraordinarily good boxer punch like he's Tyson Fury.
So, what do you think his cap is in terms of weight? He's at 118 right now. What do you think is his cap probably?
I don't really know. It's just a privilege for us to co-promote him with my friend Honda-san, and you know, how much longer he'll stay at 118, I'm not sure, but for me, I just love the kid, and I love watching him.
So I have to ask you, Stephen Fulton's been calling him out for a really long time now. He is unified at 122. He's trying to become undisputed at 122. And then he said after he gets those belts, he wants to face Inoue. Is that the guy that you believe will give Inoue his toughest test?
I don't know. I mean, and I'm not aware that he has seriously talked about fighting Inoue at 118. I'm not sure.
At 122, actually.
Well, I don't know if Inoue is ready to go up to 122. There's some other kid who has the other belt at 118, Butler. Yeah, that might be the more logical guy to fight.
Would that fight take place in the UK or in Japan?
What?
Paul Butler versus...
Hey, there is nobody bigger as a fighter, as an attraction, than Inoue. Maybe next to the kid who plays for the Angels.
Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, Inoue is far and away the most popular athlete in Japan, and that counts for a lot.
Bob, I heard you speak about Teofimo Lopez. When is his return, and who will he be fighting?
Well, who he's been fighting, that will have an announcement, but we have definitely decided on a mid-August fight for Teofimo, probably in Las Vegas.
Bob, what are your thoughts on his future at 140 in the division?
That remains to be seen, doesn't it? Let's see how well he does at 140, and we'll make that assessment after his first fight.
Bob, I got a chance to talk to Tim Bradley, and